For centuries, there have been tales of giants inhabiting planet Earth that have captivated the human imagination. The Bible speaks of the Nephilim, a race of giants who were the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. The Book of Enoch goes into even more detail about the Nephilim, describing them as the offspring of angels who descended to earth and took human wives. Other researchers point to the many myths and legends of cultures around the world. The Norse myths speak of the frost giants, who were said to have lived in the frozen north and waged war against the gods. In Greek mythology, the Titans were a race of giant beings who ruled the world before the gods took power. And in many Native American cultures, stories are told of giants who once walked the land, sometimes battling with the humans for control of the earth. Could it be that these stories contain a shred of truth, and that the Nephilim were in fact a real race of giants who once lived among us? In 1911, two miners working in Lovelock Cave, Nevada, made a discovery that would shake the foundations of history. As they explored the cave, they stumbled upon a horde of over 40 skeletons, some of which measured a staggering 7 to 8 feet in length. Alongside these giants, thousands of artifacts were found, including massive sandals fit for a 15-inch-long foot. Yet, perhaps the most intriguing detail of all was the red hair found on many of the skeletons. This finding suggested that these were not just any ancient humans, but possibly a race of giants that once roamed the Americas. Several skulls from the Lovelock Cave discovery were kept at a local museum, but the remains were later removed by the Smithsonian. Why would the authorities remove evidence of these giants from public view? Is it possible that they are trying to conceal the existence of these towering beings? Another similar incident occurred in 1883, West Virginia. The Smithsonian Institute conducted a series of excavations of the South Charleston Creole Mound, and what they found was nothing short of extraordinary. A circular shaft was sunk from the top of the mound down through the center to the bottom, where an elaborate tomb was discovered. This structure contained 11 burials, 10 of which were arranged in a semicircular fashion around a central figure. The central burial remains measured an impressive 6 foot 8 inches, dwarfing the other remains. But that's not all. Multiple other skeletons were reported to have been found within the same valley, all measuring between 7 and 8 feet tall. Although at first, the Smithsonian seemed to have acknowledged these findings, information about the giant remains were later completely denied and suppressed. Many believe this suppression of information started when a policy was implemented in the 1920s to keep information on the subject secret from the public. In the year 1908, G.E. Kincaid stumbled upon an incredible discovery while exploring the Grand Canyon. Descending into a hidden cavern, Kincaid soon realized that he had entered a vast underground complex that he estimated could have housed up to 50,000 people. Within the complex, Kincaid discovered a variety of rooms containing granaries full of glazed pottery and cooking areas, as well as a massive dining hall and countless ancient artifacts. He even uncovered a metalworking area, which was a technology that should not have existed in this region at that time. As Kincaid ventured further into the complex, he eventually came across a crypt that held dozens of mummies, each one wrapped in dark linen and standing at an astonishing height of 9 feet tall. Recognizing the significance of his find, Kincaid carefully wrapped some small metal and ceramic objects for further study and sought help from the Smithsonian to excavate the site. A few weeks later, Professor S.A. Jordan arrived with a team of scientists, researchers, and laborers to explore the underground city. With more manpower and better lighting, they began to realize that the layout of the cave system was not random, but instead a symmetrical and deliberate design. The tunnels all led to a central chamber, where a massive statue that Kincaid thought looked like Buddha was located. Despite finding countless relics and writings, the researchers were still unable to determine who had built the citadel and why. While some of the statues looked Tibetan and some of the writing appeared Egyptian, they couldn't quite place the origin of the civilization. One thing that they all agreed on was that the people who built the citadel were incredibly advanced, with a level of technology and understanding that far surpassed that of the native tribes that had occupied the area for thousands of years. Kincaid and Professor Jordan sent boxes of artifacts, notes, and drawings back to the Smithsonian, along with their hypothesis that an ancient civilization existed in the Grand Canyon, long before the arrival of Native Americans in North America. Kincaid requested more resources and a larger team to help research the citadel and search for more evidence of this lost civilization. But his request was denied. Kincaid and Professor Jordan were never heard from again, and all rumors of the discovery in the Grand Canyon have been denied by the Smithsonian Institute as a hoax. Are you starting to see a pattern here? In 2002, a unit of the Army Infantry mysteriously vanished while on patrol in the rugged Kandahar Mountains in Afghanistan. The Army dispatched its most elite unit, the Green Berets, to investigate the disappearance, led by a soldier known only as Mr. K. The Special Forces team was dropped by helicopter near the last known location of the missing infantry unit. They soon encountered signs of the missing unit: fragments of equipment, tattered uniforms, and scattered bones. Upon reaching a plateau, they were confronted with a series of large cave entrances that appeared to drop off steeply into the depths below. As they cautiously approached, a spear suddenly flew out from one of the caves, killing one of the soldiers. Then suddenly, a red-haired, 12 to 15-foot giant rampages towards them. Within mere seconds, the giant was vanquished. The creature was reported to have weighed 1,100 pounds and had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. However, the team's leadership made them keep quiet about what they saw. The information was suppressed yet again. There is also mention of these 6-fingered and 6-toed giants in the Bible. Chronicles 20, verse 5-8. And there was again war with the Philistines, and Elhanan, the son of Jair, struck down Lami, the brother of Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was again war at Gath, where there was a man of great stature, who had 6 fingers on each hand, and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in number. And he was also descended from giants. The discoveries discussed in this video are only but a few. In fact, similar findings have been reported all over the world, from the United States to Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. So, did giants once roam the earth? And could they still exist in remote regions today? What do you think?